Welcome to the January 2023 Nanaimo real estate market update. We've got a lot to talk about. This is like a year in review video, so we're going to cover that. Going to do what we usually do, which is talk about if you're a homeowner, kind of give you some direction, and if you're a would-be homeowner, give you some direction. So let's start with the numbers, okay? There's been an increase in trading volume in December over November. That's a good sign. You know, overall though, we've seen a decrease in trading activity compared to December 2021. I think that's pretty obvious. December 2021 was the market was still rapid. There was a ton of trading happening, so we should be expecting a decrease. But it's nice to see that increase coming out of November into December. Shows me some people are getting back out there and starting to take advantage of some of the opportunity that exists in the market. Okay, but what's going on with the inventory? Okay, listing inventory, despite some reductions in trading volume, which I'll get to in a second, listing inventory is actually down 17% compared to December 2021, month over month. Okay, but it's actually up 17% 2022 versus 2021. What that's telling me is that inventory is rising, but it's still relatively low. This is an indication to me that the market is stabilizing perhaps, or homeowners are battening down the hatches for a pending storm. More on that shortly, okay? So total units sold is down 10% month over month and 30% 2021 versus 2022. That's a big deal. A 30% reduction in trading volume is a big deal. Despite it being down 30%, 2021 was a record trading volume year. So there was almost a guarantee. I could have predicted there would be a reduction in trading volume in 2022. Maybe not 30%, but a reduction nonetheless. So it's significant, but it's not catastrophic. That number of reduction in trading volume has a big impact on my industry, the number of agents in the industry. There's been a lot of new agents enter the market. That 30% reduction in trading volume is putting a lot of agents in a tough spot. But from a market indicator, it's about what we would expect. So what impact are these supply and demand metrics having on prices? Like, what's it mean? Okay, lower inventory, lower trading volume. That's kind of a rare combination. Normally when you see lower inventory, it's because the trading volume is high and it's consuming all that inventory. So we have this reduction in trading volume, but not an increase in listings, like we experienced in 2008 to 2015. I remember those years very clearly. And we had a reduction in trading volume that was immediately met with a dramatic increase in listing inventory. And we're not seeing that. That's why I believe that many homeowners are battening down the hatches, which is to say they've had these big increases in their payments if they're on a variable rate, but they don't want to sell for today's prices. So they're battening down the hatches in the hopes that the market will recover and they can go to market once it recovers. When is it going to recover? We'll talk about that. This is an economic indicator for me that the market has uncertainty in it. Anytime there's uncertainty in a market, people tend to freeze, not trading this way or that way. It's a wait and see approach. I think that's a big part of what we're witnessing in the market right now. Okay, average price is down 10% month over month. So December 2021 compared to December 2022, we have a 10% decrease in our price from $860,000 for a Nanaimo single family home to $775,000. The median sitting at $745,000. But here's an interesting part of that. If you look at the 12 months to date data, so we're down 10% overall month over month. The year to year, we're actually up 14%. You know, I was confused initially when I looked at that, thought about it. This is the impact of the peak values that we were hitting on the first half of 2022. Okay, so this is the same reason why your BC assessment that you have in your hands right now, if you're a homeowner, is totally inaccurate. Okay, you're looking at peak values from July of 2022. Okay, so we've had dramatic decreases since then. When I'm doing analysis right now, if I'm looking at what a home would have been trading for about a year ago, or even 9 months ago, 6 months ago, we're down about 10% on average. I think that's a good base number for you to look at if you got an evaluation from us or from someone else a while back while the market was hot. You can kind of count on it being about 10% lower than when that went down. All right, days to sell, you can expect, of course, we've seen a 170% increase in days on market, from 17 days to 46 days. That's the month over month. So in December 2021, it was taking 17 days to sell. This last month, it took 46 days to sell. Nothing catastrophic. 17's crazy low. 46, I've been in this business over 15 years. 30 to 45 days has been the average days on market virtually my entire career, with just a little adjustments depending on what's going on at the particular month that we're reporting on. Okay, a 20% increase year over year from 20 days to 24 days. So what does this mean if you're a homeowner already in the market? If you're thinking about making a change in 2023, 2024, I'm focusing on an early spring recommendation. Why do I love early spring? Because activity levels are high, there's lots of people looking, but that spring inventory hasn't hit the market. Early spring for me is the next 4 months. Like right now, for the next 4 months, it's early spring. I believe if you're planning on making a change within the next 2 years, the time to consider that is very good right now, because here's the risk that's in front of us right now. Interest rates are very high. Inventory is very low. There is a good chance, not guaranteed, but there is a good chance that when we get deeper into 2023, a lot of these homeowners that have been battening down the hatches with these rising rates are going to get forced to go to market. And those are going to be motivated sellers that we don't have in the market right now. So if I'm a homeowner, I don't want to market my home against a motivated seller. That motivated seller is motivated to drop and outcompete me with their price in the marketplace. So if you can get to market now, before those more desperate motivated sellers show up, I think you're in a good shape, okay? If you plan to move within the next 5 years, so not the next 2 years, you're thinking more in the 5-year range, but you're worried that things are going to continue to climb, I think you can take a little pressure off yourself. Okay, I think we're going to see a recovery, but whether it happens in the next 2 years or not, I think is really hard to predict right now. We're going to need more data on that, so it's not as urgent. All right, last thing I want to talk about before we wrap this up is if you're not already in the market. So you don't own a home, you want to get into a home. This is something that we help people with every day. What I'm saying to my clients right now that we're onboarding during our buyer consultations is to get prepared. And do not, put a big highlight under this, do not let anybody pressure you. If you're feeling pressure when you're out looking at homes right now, you need to reflect on your agency agreement and start to determine, is this, because really there should not be a lot of pressure to buy right now. There's good opportunities out there, and on a one-by-one basis, there might be the need for pressure, but overall, there's not a lot of pressure to pounce on homes right now. Okay, assemble your resources, become a market expert, look at a lot of homes, and most importantly, find an agent with experience in this type of market. And in order to find an agent with experience in this type of market, they need to have been in the business for at least 8 years. That's a really important number. 8 years. 8 years ago was when we were in market conditions that resemble kind of what we're in now. It's the closest metric of comparison we have. Okay, there's agents that have been working the last 3 years that have a massive volume of experience within this market, and conversations with them have led me to believe that they deem themselves to have a lot of experience, and they do, in the type of market we just came out of. In order to get the experience that you need in the market we're heading into, you need to have been in the business at least 8 years. So I'm John Cooper with the John Cooper Real Estate Group. Have yourself a great month.